You're not crazy for feeling sad on Mother's Day. And here's why. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Come on in, have a seat. I feel like this video will be a really good video for you because something is different lately about Mother's Day and actually about all holidays. These holidays are not hitting the same. Something is missing. It's not the same as it used to be years ago. I think social media has ruined Mother's Day. I woke up, I grabbed my phone, I checked my messages, and I actually forgot it was Mother's Day. And then the second thing I did was I went to social media, which was probably the worst thing that I could have done. Social media is filled with so many people trying to pretend that they have the perfect life and throwing it in your face to show you that, in fact, they believe that they do. And your life sucks and their life is better. Because I'm going to show you 50 pictures of me and my mother from kindergarten through, I don't know, college and beyond. Did I really need to see 50 pictures of you and your mother? How about, here's my favorite one. Do I need to see all these pictures of your kids? Do I need to see all these pictures of your spouse? I don't think so. I only posted a picture of flowers. I put it on in the community tab. I shared my flowers with you guys. I said, Happy Mother's Day. And I left it at that because I know that Mother's Day is not always a happy day for a lot of people. And I'm not coming here to piss on anybody's parade and say, oh my God, if you're a mother, you should feel sad today or anything like that. No. That's not what I'm saying, because being a mother is also a beautiful thing. But what I'm saying is that Mother's Day used to be a day where it was a private day, where you, your mother, your family, you guys went out and you celebrated at, I don't know, Golden Corral, or your dad put something on the grill. Someone brought mom some flowers. That was what Mother's Day used to be about. Now, Mother's Day is all about showing everybody how much you love your mother instead of you showing your mother how much you love your mother. That's what Mother's Day is now, in my opinion. There's so many people that are on Facebook or just social media in general that are like oversharing and telling everybody about like what they're going through. It makes it really hard sometimes to really focus on your own life. I think some of the problem is that as a parent, you automatically develop this competitiveness. As a mother anyways, you do. Especially like when you're pregnant. It kicks in automatically. Like if you have any friends who happen to be pregnant at the same time, you start to compare like what you're having. Are you going to have a girl? Are you going to have a boy? How many kids you already have? Your source of income? Where do you live? You know, you start comparing baby showers. You know, I remember when I was at work, I was pregnant same time as another lady was pregnant, and we had our baby showers at the same time at work. You know, of course, some people favored her, some people favored me. It's just like we're automatically put in this thing where we're competing against each other. It was like, I can't remember like if she had a girl or a boy. Did she have a girl? I think she had a girl. So we were both having girls, you know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. I remember her finding out that she was going to have a girl first, and she was super excited. And then when I found out I was having a girl, then it was kind of like I could kind of tell she felt slighted because it was like she wanted to be the only one that was having the girl during the baby shower. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? We signed them up for soccer, we signed them up for karate, and we're automatically trying to ensure that our child is the best. Even when we know damn well they're not. When we know that they suck at karate. We know that they suck at football. They don't even want to play football, but we put them in it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even want to be in ballet, but we put them in it. My youngest daughter, she was in ballet. There was a little boy that was there. I wonder how the mother felt about that. I don't know. Did she feel uncomfortable? But I remember the women just kind of acting like, I wouldn't say mean towards her, but they weren't really accepting. You know what I mean? They didn't really include her into the group. As a mother, how do you think that made her feel? That like other mothers are not like receptive to her child and what her child has going on, you know? I'm not trying to get off topic here. I'm just saying that like on Mother's Day, the sweetness of it all. We're not sweet anymore. We are downright competitive little devils. We are. I see it every single day. Never going to hear about the child that's bad. Never. Even though those kids need love too, but you're never going to hear about those children that are bad as hell. You're not, unless they are on the news. But otherwise, no mother is going to sit up here and brag about that shit on Facebook. They're not going to do it. We have gotten conditioned to where Mother's Day is all about like all the good things about being a mother. Nobody talks about the bad shit. Nobody talks about the bad shit. Nobody talks about the mom who has a child that is in prison. How do you think she feels on Facebook? Like when she's scrolling social media and she's seeing like all of her friends posting about their children getting married or their kid becoming pregnant or their child going to college, and yet her kid is in prison. She did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong. We automatically want to assume that as a parent, if your child comes out to be a badass, we automatically want to assume that it's something that you've done. It's not always the case. You could be the perfect parent in the world, and then all of a sudden, your child decides that he or she wants to do what they want to do. It's not a reflection on you. You know, it shouldn't be, you know. But yeah, on Mother's Day, when you scroll on social media and you see all those pictures of everybody living their best life and having the perfect kids, you're feeling some kind of way, right? And this is why this is the video for you, because I want you to know that I see it too. You're not crazy. People pretend all the time to be more than what they are. People pretend all the time to be whole when they're really broken. People pretend all the time to be happy when they're really sad. When they're really sad, they do. And they love to post on social media to overcompensate for the way that they feel. So if you are sitting there today, if you are feeling some kind of way, if you're feeling sad and you're like, why am I feeling sad today? I am telling you why. Social media has conditioned us to believe that we have to be perfect mothers. That you cannot post about your bad child. You cannot post about your kid in prison. You cannot post about your daughter that may be on drugs. That you happen to still love. You cannot post about the child that never calls you. You're still a mother. You're still a mother and you may have done nothing wrong, but for whatever reason, your kid doesn't want to call you. It's not your fault. I don't want you to feel today that you are any less of a mother because things may have not turned out the way that you wanted them to turn out. Because I've seen it all. Being in law enforcement, I've seen it all. I've seen some parents who have been wonderful parents whose kids just ended up doing something different, going down a different path. Does that make you a bad parent? It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Give yourself a hug. Take your own arms, wrap them around you, give your own self a hug because you didn't do anything wrong. You did everything the right way and still life happened. I used to be one of those people that would overshare, you know. It's crazy. I know. I have a YouTube channel and I'm like, I used to overshare and sometimes I do share a lot of things here. I don't feel like I overshare here though because, I do talk to you guys about some of my personal things that are going on, but I don't tell you everything. You know what I mean? I like to keep my kids' their lives kind of private because it's their lives, you know, so they deserve that. But I will just tell you as a parent, as a mother who has been mothering for almost 30 years, I will say this. It doesn't necessarily get easy. It just gets different. It gets a little bit different. In my opinion, it gets a little bit harder because you're dealing with the hard stuff now, not the easy stuff where it's like just changing Pampers and, you know, taking kids to daycare and doing homework, that's pretty easy because guess what? Because they're coming home to you and you know exactly where they're at. You know that they're okay. It gets a little bit harder as they get older because you worry about them a little bit different, especially like when they're not at home at night, They're not in your house at night. They have their own homes and you're still like, they're still my kids. I don't care how old they get. You still worry about them. You still want them to be able to be safe. I cannot fault anybody if they decided that they did not want to have any children because having children is hard. You'll see stuff on social media that will make you feel like it's easy. You'll feel like, oh, my kid is going to turn out like this. My kid's going to be straight A student. My kid's going to go to college, but you don't factor in the fact that sometimes kids don't want to go to college. Sometimes kids don't want to follow your footsteps. Then what? Or maybe your child isn't as bright as you would have hoped that they would be. And then there's that, you have learning disabilities, you have mental illnesses. There's so many different things that you have to factor in. And as a parent, it can be very, very tiring. As a mother, it could be very frustrating. But we don't talk about these things because these things are very personal, they're private. And let's be honest, it can be embarrassing. I remember one time, I kid you not, my middle child, he is a sweetheart. I love him. I love my boo so much. People will tell you he's my favorite kid, but that's not necessarily true. I don't have a favorite child. I love them all the same in different ways. They're all different. You know what I'm saying? And I can see a piece of me in every single one of them. And I love them all. I do. I don't have a favorite one. I don't. They do things that I love about them that's just different and unique. And I love that, but I don't have like a favorite one because all of them piss me off. You know what I'm saying? They're not perfect, My kid that's in the middle, right? So he went to the military right after high school. I knew he was going to the military, but I didn't know that he was leaving the day that he left. That was a surprise to me. So when I came home and I was thinking that he was going to leave a different day, he was already gone. And I was so hurt and I was heartbroken. And I remember feeling like, for some reason, I felt like I failed as a parent because I wasn't there to see my kid off. Like, he just went to the military. He didn't say bye, Mom, But when I heard the story later, they had got some dates confused and mixed up. And I was already at work. And when you work in a prison, you can't have your cell phone. It's really a little bit harder to get in touch with you. So therefore, I didn't realize that day he was going to be going to the military. Anyways, he went to the military. We celebrated him graduating, basic training, AIT, all of that. So proud. I was a proud parent. I was a proud mother. I was on social media bragging. Oh my gosh, look at my kid. Look what he did. Which we should all celebrate the wins. You know what I'm saying? Well, he went to the military and he was there for maybe a year and a half. And then I get a phone call from him and he says he's coming home. And I'm like, coming in? Say what? What happened? And I'm thinking something bad happened. And he was like, no, nothing bad happened. I just having issues with passing the PT test. And I said, wait a minute. But you passed the PT test when you were in basic training, AIT, and now you're having issues with passing the PT test now? I'm like, you haven't gained any weight. What's really going on? That's a whole nother story right there. Because I still feel like as a mother who has been in the military now, like back in the day, I don't feel like the military is the same that it used to be. Back then, the military used to be a place where they gave you motivation, They helped you through hard times. Because I'm somebody that had an issue with running as well. But, nobody ever gave up on me. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, like, my kid came back home and I felt like a failure. I did. And the first thing I thought to myself was like, how do I explain this? This is my kid right now. Hey, boo.
Hey, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, boo. You doing okay?
Yes, I'm about to go to work right now.
You going to work? What is today? Sunday?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, I love you. Everything is good?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, everything's good.
Oh, okay. How's your girlfriend doing?
She's doing all right.
Are y'all still making plans for her to come?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. You know, I kind of like her and stuff, so just want to make sure everything is good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I'll let you get back to work. Thanks for calling. I love you.
Love you too, ma'am.
Okay. Here's my other kid.
I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Hope everything is okay. But yeah, have a good day. Love you.
All right, let me text Claire. That's crazy. Both of my kids just like tapped in. My oldest kid also knows like Korean. So like she likes to talk in Korean. The point that I was making with my son, I was like, how am I going to explain this to people? Like, I've posted all these pictures on social media about him going to the military, graduating, and living his life. And now what? What I did was I talked to some people who were like really close to me, my close friends. Of course, they knew what was going on. But for me, I actually felt like I failed as a mother. I'm like, I definitely failed my kid. Like, he went to the military and he came right back. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? He stayed home, I want to say, almost 5 years after that. He got his degree. He got some certificates in IT because you got to have certifications, One day he said, Mom, I have a job in Louisiana. I'm moving out and I got a really, really good job. So I was really happy for him because in a sense, really, he actually came out on top. He used his GI Bill. He furthered his education and then he was able to get the job that he wanted. That's what I'm saying. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how the story plays out. You don't. So if you are feeling today like today is not a really good Mother's Day for you, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling like you've taken like a couple of steps back, I'm here to tell you the story is still developing. It's still developing. I hope that brings you a little bit of peace today. I hope that gives you the hug that you're missing. Don't get caught up on what you see out here in these streets. You see some people that are like, and some of it is true. I'm not going to say that it's not. Some of it is true, and people have every right to feel as though they are happy for their children. If their kids are doing well, every parent has every right to feel happy. Every mother deserves to feel happy. But I don't want you to not feel happy because you may be going through a year where this Mother's Day is a challenging Mother's Day for you. Because I want you to know that I understand and I have been there. I've been there. I've been the mother that has sat there and has scrolled on social media and has saw everybody else's children graduating from college or graduating or getting married or things like that. You know what I mean? And you start to feel kind of weird, like, damn, did I not do something right as a mother? As long as you tried your best to be there for your children, you can't get caught up in how things turned out because it's bigger than you. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with you. You could be the best mother in the world and still circumstances happen and life happens, but that does not mean that you are not a good mother. You feel me? You're a real good mom. And I feel like I needed to share that with you guys today because Mother's Day, like I said, is so... It could make you or break your freaking spirit today. This might be TMI. This might be too much information, but today, early in the morning, I started my cycle. So you already know what kind of time I was on. I'm not the one today for no games. I can only imagine if somebody else felt the same way. It's like you're having you a day, and then you go scroll on social media, and then you see Jessica over here has posted about her kid that just got this scholarship, or Tamika has posted a video of her kid having a baby or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like all the good shit. But keep in mind, Nobody ever tells you any of the bad stuff on social media. Never. You're not going to see any bad stuff. If it is going to be something bad, it's going to be somebody passed away. But it's not going to be anything bad like somebody got locked up, or somebody's kid doesn't call home anymore, or, somebody's kid's on drugs or something like that. Nobody's going to share all this stuff. Nobody's going to share like their kid just does not like them because they're an asshole. I hope this video brought you some level of comfort. Even if it's just a little bit. Even if it's just if you just was able to just sit down for a little while and just say, you know what, talking to Tam today like really made me feel better, because shit, she gets it. I hope that's how you felt, because I do. I get it. I do. I fucking get it. I've been there. I've been that parent. I've been the one that has felt like I wasn't enough. I've been that parent that has felt like there's something that I didn't do right. I've been that parent that has felt like, shit, I gotta work today. And my kid is like, at home when I could be there with them, That's the parent that I used to be. Because the story was still developing and I didn't know that. It was still developing and I didn't know that. It takes time. Kids take time to develop, right? So in the end, when they finally get their shit together or whatever like that, stuff starts happening, things are clicking, things are okay, everything's all right. You get your flowers. Then you get your flowers. Then that's when it means that much more. Shit, then buy your own self some flowers, because shit, you deserve it. I don't really expect for my kids to buy me things. I enjoy the fact that my kids are able to provide for themselves and they don't need anything from me. Shit, I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? You doing good? Shit, keep doing good. Some people get hung up on like what did your child buy you? Like what? They ain't gotta buy me nothing. I can afford my own lifestyle. My kids don't have to buy me anything. You know what I'm saying? The only thing my kids need to be able to do is stay out of trouble and live a good life. That's it. That's all I want them to do, for real. But anyways, I feel like I keep going on and on and on, and it is Mother's Day. So I'm about to go watch a movie. I'm about to eat something really, really good. Just remember, you're a good mother, and we're going to talk again in my next video, which will be real soon. Bye.